Turn to Him. He's your only hope. There are more Christians showing up, more followers of Jesus, born again by the power of God. They're showing up. There are 10,000 other Christians that are sleeping comfortably in their warm beds. 10,000 who have never and plan on never being on the sidewalk in front of a child sacrifice center. They don't believe it's their calling to be here. But the Bible says that there are two great commandments: to love God with all your heart and to love your neighbor as yourself. The preborn babies that are going to be murdered in this building today are our neighbors. They're their neighbors. And they're doing nothing. Or they're sending money to the crisis pregnancy center that's closed down the street. And they feel like they fulfilled their obligation to their neighbor by doing that. Crisis pregnancy centers will never affect the abolition of human abortion. There are 4 to 1 right now. 4 times as many crisis pregnancy centers as there are child sacrifice centers. 4 to 1. There's roughly 4,000 of them in this country. And even if there were 400,000 of them, it would not lead to the abolition of human abortion. We want to abolish what's going on inside this building today. We don't want to regulate it, play games with it, treat it like some social ill that we vote against every 4 years. Stay at home in the comfort of our own homes and tell people that we're pro-life. We want to abolish human abortion. We want it to be treated just like every other murder, to be prosecuted as murder. Because we love our neighbors as ourselves, and these preborn babies are our neighbors. Just because it's quote-unquote legal in the United States to murder preborn babies doesn't change the fact that God hates it. And God condemns it. Just because Shelley Hughes voted for a law that allows the state of Alaska to pay for it if the woman says that she was raped, that doesn't make it right. She knew she was compromising with evil when she voted for that bill. I made it clear to her on the phone moments before she voted. And she did it anyway. Everything that Hitler did in Germany was legal. That didn't make it right. Slavery was once legal in this country. Slaves were mistreated and raped and abused and murdered and treated as less than human. And it was legal in this country, and that didn't make it right. And it was abolished. Christians rose up and took action Thousands of Christians, tens of thousands, all across the country. If you're a Christian and you're hearing this, I'm asking you, where's your salt and where's your light? Ephesians 5:11 says to take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness. So you'll tell me, yeah, well, I don't kill my children. I have lots of children. The second part of that verse says to expose those unfruitful works of darkness. Where are you? How are you exposing the horror of the Holocaust of child sacrifice in this country? What does it look like to be a Christian in a culture and in a country and in a state and in a city where child sacrifice is practiced? Rampant child sacrifice. Today, 3,500 image bearers of our God are going to be slaughtered. And barely a peep from those who claim to be Christians. Some of you are going to go to church tomorrow and you're going to, quote unquote, worship God. But I have a question. Does God hate your worship? If you're ignoring your preborn neighbors and allowing them to be slaughtered because of your apathy, then I believe God hates your worship. Stop singing your worship songs and get out into culture and confront this evil with the gospel. And do it today. Good morning. Good morning. I got a few. How are you doing? Good. Good. Good to see you. Good morning.
Ma'am, can I help you with your information before you go in? Please don't go in. There are babies in there. God hates the hands that shed innocent blood.